YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are enjoying your Easter and spending time with family if you guys are able to. Today I'm going to be taking the sport grill out of my 2019 F-150. If anybody's familiar with these F-150s, all the sports come with this kind of charcoal looking grill. My truck is silver. I just got done with color matching the textured mirrors this week, so I took them off, sanded the texture out of them, primed them, blocked them, then painted them, put them back on the truck. I'm not a fan of this charcoal colored grill, so I'm about to take it out, see if I can take these bars out of this, and if not, we'll tape them up, take it into work tomorrow, get it painted. So I will show you guys how I'm going to take this thing out, a little bit of step-by-step if you want to take your grill out of your F-150. Another reason you might take it out is anything to get to the headlights. You have to have the grill out of it. So I will do a step-by-step, show you all the tools needed, and I hope you guys follow along and enjoy. First thing I'm gonna do today, guys, is go over to my toolbox and get the tools that we're gonna need. One thing we're gonna need is a clip remover tool. This one is by Cornwell Tools. I bought this one actually off the truck. They're kind of hard to find in stores, so I'd recommend like buying them online, or if you do have a tool truck that comes around, this would be the way to do it. I use a little pocket screwdriver to get all the little push-in clips released and then pull them out with this one. And then the next thing I will have is a cup just to put all the clips in. So as I was talking to you guys, I said I use these little pocket screwdrivers to go ahead and get these little clips released. So they have like a small little tab right there on them, and I take this screwdriver and I just kind of break it loose like that. So once that is done, I will take this clip remover tool and work it up with that. Then you get underneath it after you've released the plunger, and the clip is out. Throw it in the cup, label it, do whatever you need to do to stay organized and remember where they go when they come back. So I will go ahead and take the rest of these clips here off the top, be able to get this top pad off and see where we're at next on getting this grill. In this video, you'll need to get a 10mm socket. So I've got a little 10mm here, and I've got it on my little Makita 1/4" impact. Go ahead and you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 across the top that you will have to take out. Those bolts are not that tight. I think my drill battery is just almost dead, so I'll throw that on the charger before we go to throw everything back in. Next up, we've got to take this little filler piece in between the bumper and the headlights and grill. It's a little plastic bumper piece going on here, and there is a 7, I believe, 7mm bolt in there that you'll need to take off. And this truck is equipped with the fender flare, so we will have to pull a couple little clips out of the flare carefully before this piece is able to come off and get to what I believe is the last bolts in the grill down here. We've already got this bolt out, so next thing we need to do is pry this little flare off. It seems like it's got some clips up in here. So I've got a non-marring, kind of like a some kind of plastic. They call it the Easy Pry. I'll go up here, it's non-marring, so I'd use this over my clip tool to go up here from the bottom and try to work these little clips out. Since it looks like I'm gonna have to pry a little bit on the body, you can tell these things have rubbed this little bumper piece here. The flares itself have rubbed. So we're gonna go ahead and tape it up, just in case we mar it up a little bit. These are kind of weird little white push-ins that are not the easiest little things to get out. It's wanting to pull on the flare, not actually pull the clip out. So we'll have to get in behind it on this side. And same thing with that one. We'll have to pull this one out once we get this little bumper piece off. So I've now got this side broke loose, as you can tell. These were the two little clips that are giving us trouble. These things actually have little pockets that slide down into this flare that I'll show you after I get this piece off. But we'll have to get these out of here, pop them back in here, so that way when we put the filler piece back on, we can just pop these right back into the bumper and it will hold tight. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 little indentations here that clip. I don't know if I can get this to focus or not. That clip up in here, so if you kind of pull up on it and then pull out, that's how you should get it. So this is released all through here, and we'll just have to do the same thing to the other side. Both sides of this release, the only thing that is holding it is right here in the middle, I believe, so we'll go ahead and kind of wiggle both sides and see if we can get this thing off of here. So if you guys can see this on the camera here, right in the middle, it's these little push ends that will go in and then later snap into all those oblong, oval looking holes in there. So no bolts hold it in the center, one 7mm on the side, and then those two clips that go on the flare that are kind of tough. Now these are the two clips that are supposed to go in the flare. They're still in there. As you can see from this other side, this one, they both just kind of squeeze together, yellow one on top, white one on the bottom. As you look at the flare, they should go in these two little holes in there, so they will just slide in. Those should be the last bolts that you have to take out. A little bit of side note, if you guys are planning on changing your headlights on your, what would this be, a 18 to 19, 20 model F-150, the bolts for the headlights are somewhere down here, I guess just that one. So if you want to take the headlights off, you will also have to take this filler piece off here. For the bolt we are going for, there are two, one on each side, 8mm bolts that go in there. They've got a pretty big collar on them, so you'll be able to figure out where those go fairly simple when you put this thing back together. But we'll go ahead and get these things taken out and see if we can get this grill popped out. I am doing this with just a manual ratchet. I had my little impact, but the battery is kind of dead on it, so rather than you guys hearing it hammer the whole time, I just figured I would go ahead and use a manual ratchet. With the top pad, the little plastic piece taken off with all those push-in clips, you've got 4 bolts up top that are 10mm. You've got 2 7mm on the side that take the bumper filler off, and then that uncovers the 2 8mm screws below the inside of each headlight. With that being done, I think this grill is ready to come out, so we'll go ahead and pull this thing out and see what we got. One other thing is you're going to have to unplug these little sensors from up top here. And there you go. And then you'll have to take this little wiring harness with one of your clip remover tools. Pause there, and the removal little section of this, you do have to unplug this, and then the actual harness is got a little Christmas tree pin that plugs into there that you got to wiggle out. At that point, I believe the grill is ready to come out. And that is your big grill assembly on these 2019 F-150s. Back on these grills, I just found out. So that little plug that you had to unplug actually goes to supplies the power to these little fins that go behind the grill. I imagine open and close and allow more air or less air into the radiator to put heat in the engine on cold days and stuff like that. So if you guys are watching this video on just how to get the grill out of your F-150, I recommend you guys do keep on watching. Just follow some of this content. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty big change coming at the end. But if you're just watching on how to get the grill out, this is a little recap on the tools you're going to need. The first couple tools you will need is a pocket screwdriver and a clip tool here to get the push pins off the top little cover, plastic cover over the grill. Once you do that, it'll unveil 4 10mm bolts that you'll take off the top length of the grill, and then you will use a 7mm here with a, I always use 1/4 inch. If you're doing bodywork type stuff, really all you need is 1/4 inch stuff on this. If you have 3/8, that's fine. But if you feel like you have 1/4 inch stuff and it's not going to work, that is definitely all you're going to need. But these go on the little bumper filler piece on the side. It went through the flare as well if your truck's got flares on it, and that will let you unpop that bumper filler piece. And once you get that filler piece off, you will take a 8mm, and that will take the 2 bottom remainder bolts out on the grill. This is just a paint mixing cup here that I've got. Plastic bags will work, anything will work really, just to keep you organized. I will label this as grill, and then the rest of the stuff I will take apart, I will put in a separate cup so I know exactly what goes where. Don't have any leftover bolts, no leftover clips, and I'm not looking and digging and trying to find bolts and clips and things like that when I put this together and I can't find stuff. So the next thing we're doing here, I am changing these bars. So this one, and this bottom one down here, and I'm gonna paint those silver. UX, color of the truck, match that. I just matched the mirrors. So that takes these off are these little clips here, so these will just be able to come away from this grill. I'd like to be able to do it without taking this assembly apart, but it looks like it's fairly simple, and I'll be able to pull this little fin assembly here out and easily access all these grill pieces. From the looks of this, it is just 4 10mm nuts that hold this thing in here. So I'll go ahead and get those taken out and see what else we're going to need. So this is the actual fan blade, I guess I call these fan blade assembly, that you have to take off. It's 4 little bolts that go down in there. There's a 8mm that goes down in there, and then you just have to take a little push-in. It's a little shield that's just held in by push-ins off the bottom here. And that gives you this assembly here. It's where you can get to the little Torx head screws and the little clips that hold these little pieces on this grill right here. First thing we're gonna do to get these little strips out of here is take a T25 Torx and break that loose. From the back of this, there's one on each end for these top ones and bottom ones. Those are really simple to take off. And then at this point, you can see these little tabs here. It may be easiest to get your little pocket screwdriver on that one again. So you'll take this, let's see this from this angle possibly. It's like a little triangle piece, and it clips on the bottom side over here. So you might be able to go in from this side, pry that up, and then just pull this piece down, and do that on each of them. That is the top of the grill piece. So I will go ahead and sand this, take the rest of these off, and then when they're done, just snap them back in and put all this back together. Guys, I've got the grill pieces out. These are just little snap-in covers that go on here, so I will go ahead and get these things sanded out. I have got my DA sander here and some 600 grit, and then I will go over those with a superfine pad, and then tomorrow these things will just be ready to clean off. I use wax and grease remover, and then I will be able to seal, put the UX base coat on there, and then 2 coats of clear, and we will be back ready to put this thing back together. These 3 grill pieces all sanded out. I originally sanded them with 600 dry on a DA, and then took a 3M superfine pad, scuffed them dry, and then took a gray Scotch-Brite, wet all these things down. Used some dish soap and just scuffed them with the soap and the scuff pad. And now that these things are drying, you'll know that they've been scuffed. This is how everything should look before you paint it. No shiny spots, nothing like that. These things are prepped, ready to go. I'll probably go straight to base on these since I prepped them out with a gray pad, and that's pretty fine. So I'll go straight to silver with base, and then a couple coats of clear, and these things will be ready to pop back in tomorrow. So I told you guys I was gonna go ahead and drill off these little plastic pieces that were on the back of this emblem. This was the only thing keeping it left on there. So I took a drill bit that was about the size of these little pieces here, drilled them off, and this piece comes out. This is the piece that holds the little circle inside the little loop here on the forward, and then this is the inside of the D. So pop that off, and then the rest of this should also just pop off just like this. Pocket screwdriver again, helping push these things the rest of the way through, and bam. You've got the blue from the emblem off. You've got the little fillers from this part of the emblem. Then the rest we have is this little blue ring, and then the chrome is all painted in one piece. Be really careful with this part. It's really thin, so you could easily like break it in half. And there you have it. There's the ring. So all these pieces that are blue, I'm gonna do flat black and just scuff and adhesion promote those. And then this, I will also scuff, adhesion promote this, and this will go flat black. So when we pull it all together, all those little tabs will go back in here. I'll put little drops of glue on those to hold it back in, and we'll put it in along with the grill. I'm gonna call that a wrap on today's video. I've got the grill pieces over there ready to go in my truck. I've got the emblem here. I'm gonna box those things up, take them into work tomorrow. I thought I could do this all as one video, but it's gonna look like it's gonna be a pretty long one. So I'm gonna do the removal and the prep in one video, and then in a couple days I will drop the painting and reinstallation video for the grill as well. So thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. They definitely help a whole bunch. Everybody have a happy Easter, have a happy Sunday, have a good week, and we'll see you guys on the next one.